Hi, this is Ray Schillaci with the Santa Clarita International Film Festival, and we are very lucky to have the star of the film Devika. Welcome, Maanav.
Hi,
Maanav,
hi.
how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. And thank you for your participation in the festival. Quite a debut for you, being the star of this film.
Okay.
What?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me also.
I'm sorry. Say
Thank
that
you
again?
thank you for inviting me also in this, program.
You're welcome. Now, are you very close to the director?
Yeah, I'm very much closer to director. Our
Okay.
director name is director of Devika. Devika's name is Jibin James George.
Yes, James Jones. What I wanted to tell you is, or ask you, first off, I got to ask you, this is a very tough subject to watch. You can imagine. So
Yes,
what was your feeling going into this when you first read the script?
yeah, it was like we had 2 or 3 like meetings before the picturization of our movie, and it was like over a three months of process. And in the beginning, director and writer name is Shiva Prasad. Okay, they both approached me and told me about the script and the one line of the subject, and they handed over me the script, and I went through the script, and I was like, it was like a new concept. I thought this is going to, this is going to do something in the society. This movie can give a message to the society. So I told them, yes, we can do this subject.
Well, I have to tell you, it's rather brave of the both of you to tackle this subject of rape in a country like India. And that's nothing against India. I'm just saying that I know this is a very tough subject to approach. And when you're watching the film, you're getting 2 very different sides of this story. And
Yes,
you just don't know who to side with. I mean, you tend to side with her, but at the same time, there's a moment in the film that you come across like, you know what? No, he didn't do anything. But then other times you're coming across like a real like a real bad guy. It's the flippant way you handle your questions by the inspectors. So it's a very, like I said before, it's a very tough subject. I'm curious, one can tell when seeing this that the director had a great deal of passion going into it. And he has a lot to say. And like you said, this was a concept rather than a linear story. So that's a little bit of a tough sell, because whenever somebody tries something different, you have anybody with money going, I don't know if I want to do this. So, but I'm just curious what compelled him to tackle on such a tough subject.
Sir, in our country, it's like almost 70% of women and children are facing physical and sexual abuses. Okay, and most of the women and the parents of the children are afraid to file complaint or report any police complaint. So they used to keep silence. Okay, and there are in other cases like the victims, the said victims might complain false case against the culprit. Okay, here in a movie we tried our maximum to picturize that here the culprit is actually not a criminal. Okay, he was innocent. And in some point we feel like the woman is saying the truth, and in the other point we can feel like the woman is she's lying.
Right.
Okay, so it was like a real tough subject to picturize, and the most challenging thing is that we have to picturize the entire movie in a in a room, and in that limited situation we have to convey our feelings and also our, our acting ability also. So it was like a tough situation for us.
Did you have anything to do as far as input into the script?
No, I read the script and it was like complete script. So there wasn't any suggestions from my side.
Okay. Let me see. Would you say this is okay? We said this is a concept movie. That's what's hard to wrap your head around in the beginning. And then I have another question, but I just wasn't. I was a little unclear on it. The beginning of your film, you have like 2 or 3 no smoking commercials.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And is there a reason for that?
Yeah, in our country, it's mandatory that we have to, in the beginning, we have to show that it's like disclaimer. We have to do that.
Okay, that's very interesting because I had no idea. I was watching it and
then only we will get the censorship.
Okay.
Then only the government will give us permission to, release this movie.
Have you, and that's the other thing I was going to ask you. Did you feel any pressure from the government to alter the film?
Until now, there is no pressure.
Okay.
Based on our subject.
Okay. And is this the director's first film?
No, this is his third film.
His third film. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And then there's something unusual which we don't see here in the States. That is, you have a crawl of thank yous in the beginning of the film rather than at the end of the film.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason for that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, this is in Hollywood movies, it's like the Thanksgiving is at the end of the movie, after the end, and here it's just the opposite. We show it's in the beginning.
Okay.
In every movie we used to do that.
Right. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with the films from India, so I wasn't aware of that. So I was a little lost at that point. And I'm going to bring up something that you and I talked about just briefly before we started, and that is, when I first saw you, I didn't recognize you from the film because the way he shoots you, either you look like you have a little more weight on you, or your jaw looks much square. You look like the bad guy. You don't just act like the bad guy, and I don't mean like not obviously bad, but you have that kind of carefree attitude. And do you know what I mean by that?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you had this carefree attitude, like, what's the problem? I'm innocent. There should be no problem here. And it was because
this guy was confident. Yeah, this guy was confident that he didn't do the crime. So he was that much confident, and that's why he was like careless.
Yeah, he wasn't confrontational. I kind of thought of, when watching this, are you familiar with an American film called Gone Girl?
Gone Girl, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking about that because here you took an innocent man who had not done anything, and then everybody hated him. And eventually you find out that he was innocent. And sorry for those people that haven't seen Gone Girl yet. It's I just did a spoiler. But the same thing with your film. You play this character, and the character, you are so casual in your answers, and it almost comes across like, well, as an audience, I think we look at you and go, he did it immediately. But then they turn the tables as you're watching it, so it's quite unique, to say the least. So, and where did the actress come from? Could you tell me her name?
She's basically from Kerala itself. Kerala is like a state in India.
Okay. And her name was?
Her name is Atira Madhav. Atira Madhav.
Okay, she did an excellent job. The other thing that's a little disturbing but it's really, once again, it's unique, is the way he shoots the foreground and the background. At times you're watching her and you're seeing the picture of the happy young woman,
Yeah.
the background, and then suddenly she's sad and you're looking at the filmmakers looking at this. And there's a lot of subliminal stuff going on in this film. Do you understand what I mean by subliminal?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes.
Okay. Which I found rather unique in the way that the scenes where you're filming her and you have the atrocities in the background, which is very interesting because she said she didn't want it there and it was forced on her practically. It's this is all the filmmaker's concept, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Really,
that was our director's idea. That was his concept, director and writer's idea and concept.
Okay. Yes. So, how long did this take to shoot?
It was like 18 days, 18 days.
18 days.
Yeah.
Was it 2 sets?
Yeah, it was 2 sets.
2 sets. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Yeah, that's quite a feat to shoot that in 18 days and have only the 2 sets and captivate the audience, string them along. And you're to be commended for your performance. It was quite well. It was really good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the film?
The movie is directed by Jibin James, and the director of photography is Jitin Francis, and the writer is Shiv Prasad Aikara. And they all are currently doing the next project, different projects. And after this movie, they got lot of new projects, and I'm also doing new projects.
Are you in his new project?
No, I'm not in that project. Okay. I'm also in another project. I committed three movies after in 2022.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to look out for them. Is there anything you'd like to plug, like a website or anything like that?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. I want to give you every opportunity. Well, that's Maanav for Devika, which is a very interesting film and it's a hard watch, but it's an important watch. And I can't say enough. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. It's day here, but it's evening out there. You take care. Okay. Bye-bye.